The starship Meridian hummed with the quiet efficiency of a vessel, 3 months into deep space exploration. Ferrat leaned against the corridor wall outside the xenobiology lab, waiting for his shift partner to finish cataloging the day's samples. He'd been assigned to work with a SEAL for 2 weeks now, the Coalition's newest addition to their crew, and humanity's first real diplomatic bridge with the Kailhari species. A SEAL emerged from the lab, her luminescent skin casting a soft blue glow in the dim corridor. The Kailhari were remarkable beings, humanoid in basic structure, but their crystalline bone structure showed faintly through translucent skin, creating patterns that shifted with their emotions. Right now, a SEAL's pattern swirled with what Ferrat had learned meant contentment. "Long day?" Ferrat asked, falling into step beside her. "By human standards, perhaps," a SEAL replied, her accent musical, each word carefully pronounced. She was still learning standard, and Ferrat found her dedication admirable. "Your species requires much rest. Kailhari need only 4 hours of sleep per cycle." Ferrat laughed. "Lucky you. I'm dead on my feet. Honestly, I'd share my bed with anyone who could take half my shift tomorrow." He meant it as a joke, the kind of exhausted humor humans tossed around freely. But a SEAL stopped walking. Her luminescent pattern shifted to a curious amber color. "This is acceptable in human culture?" she asked. "Sharing sleeping spaces with colleagues?" Ferrat's brain caught up with his mouth a second too late. "Oh no, I just meant, it's a joke, an expression. I didn't mean—" "But you are fatigued," Aesel interrupted, her head tilting in that distinctly alien way. "And I have observed that humans perform poorly without adequate rest. The offer is logical. I accept." "Wait, what?" But Aesel had already continued walking toward the crew quarters. "I will report to your quarters at 2200 hours. This will allow you additional rest while I monitor systems remotely. Kailhari are excellent multitaskers." Ferrat stood frozen in the corridor, watching her disappear around the corner. What had he just done? At 2200 hours precisely, Asil arrived at Ferrat's door with a small bag of her belongings. She wore simple sleeping attire, a flowing garment that seemed to shift colors with the light. "I have brought my data pad," she announced, stepping inside when the door slid open. "And I have researched human sleeping arrangements. I understand that temperature preferences vary significantly. I can adjust my metabolic rate to maintain ambient warmth if you prefer." Ferrat rubbed his face. "Asil, I think there's been a misunderstanding. You are uncomfortable," she observed, her patterns shifting to a concerned violet. "Have I violated a human custom? The database indicated that humans often share quarters with trusted companions." "Well, yes, but—" Ferrat paused. How did he explain this without offending the Coalition's most important diplomatic asset? "It's usually more personal than work colleagues." Asil's patterns brightened with understanding. You refer to mating pairs?" "Not exactly, I mean yes, but also—" Ferrat sighed. "Look, humans are we're weird about personal space sometimes." "But you made the offer," Asil said, genuinely confused now. "Do humans frequently offer things they do not mean? This seems inefficient for communication." Ferrat couldn't help but laugh at that. She had a point. Humans were inefficient communicators, wrapping serious things in jokes and jokes in serious tones. "You're right," he admitted. "We do that a lot, actually. I'm sorry for the confusion." Asil's patterns swirled with what might have been amusement. "Your species is fascinating. You carry weapons of words, soft and hidden." She moved toward the door. "I will return to my quarters. But Ferrat, if you truly need rest, the offer remains genuine from my side. Kailhari do not joke about offers of assistance." As she reached the door, Ferrat found himself speaking. "Wait." She turned, patterns questioning. "Maybe." He started, then committed. "Maybe we could try it? I mean, if you're willing to help monitor systems, and you don't need the sleep anyway, it would actually help the mission, and we could both learn something about each other's cultures." Asil's patterns exploded into brilliant gold. Joy, he'd learned. This is acceptable. What followed was perhaps the strangest night of Farah's life. Asil set up her workstation at the small desk, her fingers dancing across holographic displays with practiced ease. She worked in silence, occasionally humming something that might have been Kalahari music. The sound was oddly soothing. Farah tried to sleep, hyper-aware of another presence in his quarters. But gradually, exhaustion won. The soft glow from Asil's skin provided a gentle nightlight, and her quiet efficiency was calming rather than disruptive. He woke once in the night to find her watching him with curious eyes. "You make small noises while sleeping," she whispered. "Is this normal?" "It's called snoring," Farah mumbled. "Sorry if it bothered you." "No," Asil said, patterns warm orange. "It is. Nice. It means you are truly resting. Kalahari sleep in complete silence. I think I prefer your way." When morning came, Farah realized he'd slept better than he had in weeks. Asil had not only monitored his systems, but had completed half of tomorrow's reports. "Thank you," he said sincerely. "I actually feel human again." Asil's patterns danced with pleasure. "Then perhaps we should make this arrangement regular. I find I enjoy your company, even when you are unconscious and making odd respiratory sounds." Farah laughed, really laughed. "Yeah, okay. But maybe we should explain to the crew that this is a practical arrangement, before rumors start." "Rumors?" Asil asked. "Another human thing," Farah said. "We love to gossip. Your species truly is inefficient," Asil observed, but her patterns glowed with unmistakable fondness. As they headed to breakfast together, Farah reflected on the strange turn of events. He'd made a thoughtless joke, and somehow it had turned into the beginning of an actual friendship, maybe the first genuine human Kailari friendship in history. Humans, he thought, might be inefficient communicators, but sometimes their chaos led to unexpected beauty, and perhaps that was the most HFY thing of all.